Hello, my name is Soleil, or sorry, my character's name is Soleil Greiser. She is a sergeant, I believe we agreed during session 0, and um, is um, and is probably the only party member who is not using one of the police exoskeletons, which Jeremy here created stats for. I wonder if maybe we could put those in the description. I don't know. Um, First character in any TTRPG I have ever played who is not male.
Okay, so my character is Ronald Springs. He's a new recruit with the Unity Police Force. Um, he's an ex kind of computer nerd hacker who's recently been volunteered or volun recruited by Unity Police. He's kind of got short black hair, glasses, chubby face. He's generally kind of awkward in posture, but otherwise, he's kind of a nice enough guy. He stays pretty quiet. He's kind of a little paranoid, is what you've noticed, being a sergeant, Trenton. But other than that, he's excited to be on the police force.
All right. My character is Horace, no surname, and he is, just really like supremely average looking. But the one thing that stands out from him uh, is his silver tongue, and that's really about all that's interesting about him at a glance.
Probably. There is this feeling of supreme focus that I've felt in real life recently, and like that precedes a great, that precedes something exciting, something intense, and that's probably what Soleil is feeling. She's probably not going to be saying much.
Yeah, it's Ronald. When you, I'll explain his name just for a background because I'm sure he's explained this 100 times since he's joined. That because you get to pick your name in Unity City since you're kind of born. You're not really born from parents. You're kind of born test tube, if that's correct. Yeah. He's decided to name himself after one of the first original mega corporations from his ancient corporations. You know, history lessons. So he's gone after one of the big mega corporations, the spokesperson's name Ronald. He thought it was cool when he was younger. So
Yeah.
that'll go unnamed. But him being paranoid. He's probably checked his gun a million times to make sure it's loaded. It's not going to jam, and he's probably not driving. His nerves are probably a little shot, but he's sitting there like is this go ahead. Okay.
It's just Soleil, by the way. Like,
Delay.
ignore the L at the end because it's French.
I like it. It's like have you ever done one of these raids before?
Plenty.
He's checking his gun as well, like Ronald is, mainly because he knows he's dealing with some kingpins, but he doesn't know whether it's going to be him or his gun who's doing more talking.
I believe Ronald was actually saying something. Like when you got into that lore explanation.
Oh no, no. I was basically just I was just gonna be kind of talking to talking to Soleil and just wondering how many times out of all her raids things have gone wrong. Just with Ronald's paranoia, he's just kind of wondering if he's gonna get shot.
Well, as long as everyone does their job, things usually don't go wrong. We need to secure the perimeter, make sure nothing can get in without us knowing, and then we need to get in there and solve the problem. It's a simple matter when you think of it that way.
Sounds good. He's gonna be kind of like stuttering, kind of just nervous, but yeah, he's ready to go. I guess getting closer to the area. Is this an area that we know out of curiosity, or is this kind of like a pretty grimy area?
I'm gonna tell Dean that I'm gonna tell Dean to stay back by the cars because this is a really unsafe area, and I would prefer to have him watching the cars in case somebody tries to break into them or anything.
I'm probably just gonna pull out my binoculars. And I'll just be scouting the area. But go ahead. That's an 11.
We can't hear you. Yeah.
Yep. All good.
What do you see?
Looks like a couple of people have noticed us, but nothing that stands out.
Well, our job here is to stand out, you see, and we're going to. All we have to do is stay strong and don't show any weakness to them, or they will come closer.
Perfect. Just out of curiosity, what do I notice about the building we're raiding? Is it like a small little like bungalow? Is it like an apartment complex? Is it a house? Okay. Perfect. So I'll just kind of like look in that direction, just kind of gauge where we're going, and then I'll say to Soleil, I'll be like, what are we doing? What are we doing, Sergeant?
Well, actually, let me ask Jeremy, do we know what floor and what room we're raiding? Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you like just say that too? Yeah, sorry.
All good.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure everyone knows. Like, just drill it into their head. Apartment 9, ground floor. Um, and then, so remind me, you two both have the exoskeletons, right?
I do
Yep.
not actually. I'm gonna probably grab it later, but I didn't. I actually have the just regular flak jacket and Kevlar helmet,
All right.
I've got it.
which is
All
good.
right.
I
And
can be
then,
pretty quiet too.
you have like the heavier one, right?
No, I just have the light exoskeleton.
Okay. In that case, myself and Ronald are have the higher DVs, presumably. So, and because mine is, I don't want to metagame or anything, but just like we have the better armor. So I'm gonna go first. I'll have like, and I'm open to suggestions here. I think what we should do is like have Horace bust down the door, then myself and Ronald go in and scream you're under arrest, and that'll do it. It's a perfectly routine thing. I explained to Ronald because I know he's still nervous.
Yeah, I'm sure we have a warrant and all that stuff for this. Is there a back door that we know of? Like, should we have Dean waiting around the back, or
as far as you know, like as far as doorways, there's only one door into the property. That would be the front door, obviously.
I guess he can cover us from the outside. Just make sure no one escapes behind us.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I'll actually tell him go around the back, make sure they can't get out through the window. Does Dean have any suggestions, or does he give me any lip about that?
He absolutely agrees. Like he's under you. Like you're the, as far as rank, you are the superior. Even though Dean is actually he's a couple years older than you, but you are his superior. So he absolutely agrees, and he's gonna kind of run around the back. Like cover the back window.
Without further ado, I'm going to enter the complex.
Yeah, I'll be right behind Soleil with my pistol kind of drawn, ready for anything.
Okay, so the plan is that you want to have was it Horace? You wanted him to break down the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so the there's really no interior, as it's like you're still kind of outside. As again, it resembles kind of like a small motel in a sense. So you're walk up to the door. As you said, like some people are kind of not necessarily like crowding around, but like some people are kind of like standing and watching. Is like something's up. They know something's gonna go down, and they want to stand around and watch. They're probably no closer than like across the street, so maybe like 30 feet away. Like that's the closest that they are. And so as far as you know, you haven't like aroused like the attention of whoever might be behind this door. So I guess whenever you guys would probably get into position to raid the complex whenever or they're probably waiting on Soleil's orders.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna, once we get to the room, I'm going to bark out, breach!
All right. I guess I'll shoot the lock and then kick the door open and get to the side.
Yeah. I'm gonna, obviously, let's see. I would say, yeah, roll for that. Like, just like see how, just like roll to like, basically like break down the door.
What exactly am I rolling? Just, is it a flat roll?
Since I'm gonna have you, kicking down the door, I would say it would be strength. and just add whatever mods you may have for that.
Well, Horace is not the most physical guy anyway, but that's a 4.
It's a what?
4.
The door doesn't quite budge. Like it shifts slightly, but it doesn't. Like,
Well, he shot the lock off it though.
Oh yeah, he did. So, yeah, you would definitely be able to like force your way in, quite easily. So, as soon as the door flings open, you see three like people like inside, and immediately like one of the people sprints down this hallway and like into what you would assume to be a bedroom, and just like shuts the door behind them. So, give you a little bit of an idea of like what the apartment complex looks like. It opens up into obviously like a living area, and there's like a short hallway. On like one side there's like a restroom, and it would be like on your left it would be the restroom, and then to the right, like directly across, would be like the kitchen area, and at the very end of the hallway would probably be the bedroom. But yeah, you see three people like in the apartment as you breach the door. One of them immediately bolts down this hall and like into this bedroom and shuts the door behind them. The other two just kind of like freeze in place.
Could you describe the people?
They are, they all have, lighter skin, like, like one of them has maybe like a slightly darker complexion to one of the others. It's kind of like, it looks like he has like a suntan, and they're not particularly like, one of them is like not particularly tall, is probably like 5'7". The other one is probably more like 6 foot, and the guy who ran down the hall was even more like much more taller. He's probably closer to like 6'4", and he was kind of like a more of a lanky character, whereas the other ones are a bit, like the short guy's kind of like very kind of stout, a slightly larger gentleman. They're all males, by the way.
Yeah. I will shout, Unity City Police, you're all under arrest. How do they react?
Yeah, as I said, the two people who like kind of stayed put, they don't really put up much of a fight. They just like stand there, like with their hands up.
Cuff them, boys. I'm gonna go into that last room.
Yeah, I'm gonna slowly start approaching them and just be like, you're under arrest, comply and you won't be hurt. We have a warrant for Melendez and Hughes. Are either of you two Melendez and Hughes?
They start just kind of like blabbering, just like, no, that's not me. Like, I don't know a Melendez. I don't know a Hughes, or like something of that nature.
While they're doing
just gonna
this,
get them to like kind of. Yeah, go ahead.
Or you go
first. I'm
first.
probably
You go
gonna take
first.
a couple minutes too. Okay, I'm just gonna get them to kind of kneel and be like, "Do you have an identification that's you can prove who you are?"
Yeah, they pull out they pull out like an identification card, and indeed it does not show that they are these two. These two are not the two men you're looking for.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, "Wait right here. We have some questions for you," and then I'm just gonna. I guess this will come back to Trenton.
Yeah. I'm gonna. So first of all, is the door to the room locked?
Um, it probably would be. You like kind of slammed it right. He slammed it behind him.
Yeah.
And he like ducked into that room.
Sorry, it would be or wouldn't be?
It would be.
I didn't.
You would assume.
Okay.
It would
All right. Okay. In that case, I'm going to shout, "I'll shoot the lock off if you don't open."
No response.
I will do just as I said.
Okay. So you shoot the lock off, and I assume you go right in.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Roll dodging for me.
All right. That's going to be an 11.
Okay, so you swing open, like I would assume you like kick open the door.
Yeah.
You see a figure. You see the figure of this man that just ran in, and before you know it, you take 2 shots to the chest. Like,
Does my flak jacket protect me?
yeah, you don't take any damage, but I will roll shock for you.
Okay. What kind of ammunition is it? Like, is it a shotgun?
It's like a
handgun?
It's a handgun.
Okay.
So shit. Pardon me. I'm a little rusty in my myth mastering, so I gotta find the table for shock.
I gotcha. It is, I think, page 56, but I could be wrong.
You are knocked down.
Okay.
And let's see. This is knocked down for the next round. Let me choose. Yeah, so you're knocked down. What does it say? Loses action. This round is knocked down. This is knocked down. This round and the next round may choose. So you're gonna lose like whatever action this round, and you'll remain on the ground for this round and the next. I believe that's how it is.
Yeah, I think so. Or no, it's so as I understand it, you remain on the ground for this round, and then the next one you can use your instead of doing something, you can get up.
Okay.
And then that's the end of your turn.
Okay, so again, just repeat to everybody else in the viewers. Soleil like shoots off the lock, like pushes down the door, and she takes 2 bullets to the chest. Doesn't take any damage, but she's knocked down from the shock. And I guess at this point, roll initiatives, everybody.
Beautiful. There we go. Lucky die. Take a look at that. That's going to be a 5 for my initiative. Oh, wait, actually, it's going to be a 9 because of ranged weapon.
Yeah. Since, you all have missile weapons, or rather firearms, you would, get the +4 for that.
So I rolled a 10 altogether. I had the 6 + 4 because I have firearms.
Nice. So
That's an Horus.
So where's oh yeah, Horace shot down the door. So where's he? I assume he's in the apartment complex with everybody else. Well,
yeah, after Soleil and Ronald had filed in, he would have come in behind them.
All right. So what did you roll for your initiative?
11.
Okay. So the initiative will just, let's see. So Horace rolls an 11. Let's see. Ronald rolled a 10. And
9.
9 for Soleil. Rolled a 9. And the your attacker, let's see, rolled a he rolled an 8. So it's just like almost kind of funny that like you like immediately went like down in descending order, like
Yeah.
And Dean is he's not in the combat. He's guarding the rear, guarding like the rear of the apartment complex, and to catch anybody who might be trying to escape. So starting the combat, round 1. What does Horace do?
All right, first things first, he's going to try and make sure that his sergeant is safe. So he's going to run over to Soleil and drag her out of the doorway.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to say that would be your turn. So you're going to take your turn running into the line of fire and dragging Soleil like to safety. And let's move over to Ronald.
I guess Ronald, being paranoid and hearing gunshots that aren't his sergeant's go off, he's going to be a little on edge. So he's going to pull out his gun, train it on the 2 people that are, in the room with him, and he's going to be like, "Don't move." And then he's just going to kind of peer down the hallway just to see if he can see anyone coming in his direction or the direction of the 2 officers coming his way. Because I'm assuming they're pulling him pulling Soleil towards like the main hallway or the main kind of room there. So
yeah, you basically would kind of pull like Horace would pull Soleil kind of like down the hall, and probably to the immediate would be your right, because
yeah, basically almost towards like the entrance we'd come through, like that kind of area.
Yeah, essentially. So
maybe not that far out, but yeah.
So you basically.
And do I see anyone running down the hallway like after them, or is it just he shot off, and
the
then
the guy who shot Soleil is basically standing his ground and pointing would be his handgun. It would be an automatic pistol, heavy, down the hall. He's probably about
okay.
25 feet away.
If I can see him, I'll shoot in his direction, but otherwise I'll just kind of just train my gun down the hallway and kind of prepare to see if any of these other two suspects move. Because that's another issue, is if they start trying to do anything.
These the two suspects, they kind of duck down and just kind of like start like screaming and just is begging for mercy, I suppose. So you're going to take a shot at the attacker.
Yeah. In this situation, knowing that they're kind of scared, I'm just gonna tell them to take cover, and I'm just gonna take a couple shots down the hallway anyway.
Okay, so roll your attack.
It's probably not the smartest thing to do just in real life for anybody watching.
Yeah.
You're gonna punch through the wall. That's a 15.
Let's see. That's going to hit, and that is. Let me see. So would you roll a 15?
15 to hit, yeah.
Damage plus 2.
Damage plus 2. Oh, that's I rolled an 8 plus 2, so that's 10 damage, which is max damage, so that's pretty good.
You say 8 plus 2.
Yeah.
That's 10 damage. That
Yep.
is enough for critical injury. Let me roll what that is. That is blow to collar area, light bleeding, stunned for 11 rounds. Cannot speak for 1 week. So, would you take 2 shots?
Yeah, I guess I said that. Yeah, a couple shots,
Alright,
so that would have been 2.
You take 2 shots down the hall.
Well, if you took 2 shots, was that a burst?
You can
Because
take,
if it was
I
a
have
burst,
a-
then
you can take more.
I have an auto pistol,
It's a.
so I technically.
It's a. I guess it's kind of confusing because like automatic pistol. It's like, I think what they're talking about is a semi-automatic pistol. They're like an auto-loading pistol, not a machine pistol.
Gotcha.
yeah.
So with like, you can take multiple shots with a semi-auto per round.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think there's a rate of fire.
Yeah, because it should. Exactly.
Yeah,
We're
you can
starting-
shoot up to 9 rounds, but you can't do bursts because it doesn't have the A next to the rate of fire. So what you can do, though, is you can say, I want to fire another bullet, and then you roll again, and you subtract the recoil from your roll. And then if you
Yeah.
were to shoot a 3rd round, you would subtract double the recoil, then triple, and so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
All right.
So just for the sake of ease, I guess I'll just say that I just shot the 1 round.
Okay. But you caught him.
Should I do
with,
cut and shock?
Like you got him in the collar area, and he just drops. He just drops to the floor. And,
Should he do cut and shock?
I'll do. Well, it says light. He's gonna have a light bleeding and it's stunned for. It was 2d6 rounds, which I rolled 11 for. So I'm gonna say that suffices. Just
Yeah, I wasn't intending to kill him. I just, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess with Horace kind of in the main room, and Soleil, I guess, are we checking if Soleil is actually like hurt? Is she conscious at all?
If she's conscious, she's just knocked down. She's probably stunned from the the impact of the two bullets hitting her in the chest, which it's conveniently it's Soleil's turn. So after taking two bullets to the chest and being dragged out into the main area, what's obviously you can't do anything right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get up and look around, make sure everyone's okay, and just say something to the and ask everyone if they're okay. Like Soleil, so the flaw I rolled for her was actually, and this worked out very well. It was selfless. So she's not really concerned about the fact she got shot. She's concerned about the fact that other people are in harm's way.
Okay.
So yeah, get up, ask people if they're okay, and yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna move to the attacker, who is he's effectively neutralized at this point. He's basically just kind of gurgling and making just like all these horrible noises. And so I guess I'm not gonna have a. I'm gonna say essentially the combat is over because the one attacker that you had is
That was one round in combat, 50 XP for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then 50 XP to Ronald for the shot he got off, and I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, yeah.
So you've got these.
I guess I would probably I would tell Horace to kind of radio for Dean, because I guess we're kind of ready to get out of here, and probably let Dean know that we're going to need some sort of medical assistance for the person who got shot, and just to check out our sergeant. And I'm going to get into the room and see if I can patch this guy up.
Okay, so
You want to disarm him first. I'll inform you.
Yeah, I'll hear that shouting over my shoulder as I'm walking down the hallway.
Okay, so
Get his gun first.
Okay, so you're gonna radio to Dean about the whole situation. He's gonna radio back and he's gonna say, like, he's gonna radio back that he got somebody broke at like a back window and crawled out, but he was able to intercept and take him into custody.
Interesting. Well, we need to identify this guy. We need to identify the one Dean got. Hopefully they're the ones we're looking for, but we can't be sure of that. So I'm gonna, while Ronald is trying to patch the guy up, I'm going to go through his pockets and look for his ID. Is he carrying one?
Let's see. I'm gonna roll for this one. He is not carrying an ID, which by Unity City law has to have one at all times.
I'll make a mental note of that, and also a note to get him to tell us what his name is. Of course, he can't speak for a week, so we'll have to have him write it down. But I don't know that because I am a player character, not. Yeah. Anyway, and then I'll go outside and make sure that Dean is looking for the other person's ID. Did he find one?
Let's see. He did find an ID on this character, and this is Miles Melendez, one of the two characters that you were looking for.
I'm going to radio back to dispatch. We got Melendez. We may have gotten the other one too. It's looking like it anyway.
I'm gonna probably hear that, and I'm gonna be talking to this guy as I'm trying to patch him up and be like, "Are you Hughes? We're gonna get you all fixed up here, buddy."
Okay. Let's see. You're the guy you're trying to patch up. He kind of nods like in a yes kind of fashion.
All right, we're gonna get you all fixed up. We'll get you to a hospital, but we're gonna probably have to place you under arrest. Are there any other firearms or drugs or anything in the apartment that we should know about?
I guess
And I'll kind of be like scanning the immediate, like kind of. I'm guessing this is the bedroom, so I'm assuming there's probably like, like tableside desks and stuff like that.
let's see. You probably find a like a couple more like handguns. Just like
I would shout out to Soleil too as I'm like dealing with it. I'd be like, "There's more weapons in here, Sarge."
which and there's a sizable stash of various drugs. Like you probably have like cocaine or whatever.
Future drugs there are.
Essentially,
Yeah.
Like heroin.
Is there any? Are there any rules in the department about just? Well, are there any rules about just taking ammunition that you find?
Well, seeing as you other than the military are the only people who are allowed to have firearms, so they don't really have too much of an issue with that.
All right. Soleil is going to take all of the. Well, actually, is there any 357 Magnum ammo?
Let's
Nice
see.
choice.
If so, I'd like to pocket that. And then I know Ronald has 9mm, right?
Yeah. So
Because yeah.
unfortunately for you, it's pretty much exclusively like 9mm and 45 ACP.
Okay.
You're like the weirdo in the future who still uses a revolver.
He's a 9mm.
A heavy revolver at that.
Ronald's kind of like nostalgic of the past, which is kind of like the modern day now. So that's kind of funny. I like that.
Revolvers are reliable, They don't jam. This is something you've definitely like. I know Ronald hasn't been on the force very long, but Horace has definitely heard Sergeant Greiser say this before, like trying to quixotically justify this.
Do you have a revolving 357? Is that what it is?
It's a 357 Magnum.
Yeah, that's solid. I like that. That's cool.
Okay, so you've got a pretty sizable stash of illegal drugs and a couple of illegal weapons, of course.
Now, my question is actually, because we're kind of in like the seedier area of town, is hospitals or medical response going to even come to us, or are we going to have to drive him to the kind of nearest hospital?
You could probably call for an ambulance, and they'll probably
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that, and I guess probably interrogate the other two and look for anything of value else in the house. But I'm guessing that's probably most of what we found.
Okay.
Are police just expected to take whatever they find? Like, is this Old West rules, or is this like we have to leave the property there?
I would say you probably have to leave the property there, and it would be taken as evidence.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just asking because I know Soleil wouldn't like it's not in character for her to take stuff, but it would be in character for her to probably allow her subordinates to because they just, you know, she kind of views criminals like. Yeah, have you ever read or seen Les Mis? Like, kind of like Javert sees criminals as just the scum of the earth. They aren't even really people. They forfeit their rights by committing crime. That's her attitude.
Gotcha. So, yeah, you probably radio for like for like them to send down an ambulance to take care of the injured Leland.
Yeah,
He is,
Mr. Hughes here.
Mr. Hughes, he's taken before he's taken into custody, and they'll probably check out Soleil. And
Uninjured, as you said.
Yeah, you didn't take any damage, but
Yeah,
you probably just want to make sure that you don't have any internal injuries, like just from the shock.
yeah.
So, I'm gonna like. So is everybody just kind of just waiting around? And Dean will walk Miles kind of back around to meet up with the rest of you guys, and Miles is also kind of like a smaller character. He's probably more like 5'6", and also equally as skinny. And he's handcuffed, like his arms are behind his back. And
Yeah. Once an ambulance arrives, actually, does anything happen before an ambulance arrives?
we'll see.
Okay.
So you probably are gonna question. You're probably gonna question, any of these people, or what are you gonna do before you, like, kind of in the space between, an ambulance getting there.
Questioning would usually be done at the station.
Yeah.
At least that's my knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm being stupid, but
I would imagine like a good portion of it would be done, but you could probably.
You're probably right, but just for good protocol, I imagine we're probably just going to get like statements from on scene, just so they don't start changing their stories when we get them.
That's right.
Into the station. So we're going to probably question the two that were just kind of sitting there and just kind of ask them why they were in an apartment with a bunch of drugs and guns and stuff, and how do they associate with these two? Like, do they have any prior records? Who are they? Sorry, not to jump in there,
No,
but
that's fine. Let's see.
These are all very good questions. Like, I'll come up to Ronald and be like, "Good job, rookie. You know the questions to ask."
So,
I think the paranoia is getting to my good side, sir, or ma'am.
So the
Just call me Sergeant.
the the shorter guy that was in the apartment. His name is just from his ID. His name is Roman, and the other guy who's a little bit taller. His name is Noah, and they kind of running them in the system. They do have like some prior records just for like minor like thefts and assaults, but no real like drug charges or anything.
And I believe Ronald asked what they were doing here. What did they say in response to that?
So let's see. Roman is basically he basically tries to say that he had absolutely no idea that there were drugs in the apartment, and he was just he's just kind of
We'll also have probably read them their rights just to make sure that they know they can whatever if there's still future rights there, just so we don't get into any trouble later. But yeah,
are the Miranda rights still a thing, or are they kind of phased out?
You have the right to protection.
It's I'm gonna say you kind of just give them just like a the rights probably don't really mean too much anymore, but it's just kind of they still kind of just get read out to suspects just to give them the illusion that they have them.
Yeah,
we'll do our due diligence, but we'll ask them basically like why they were here. Like, do they know anything about kingpins? Like, they were pretty much involved with some seedy people, and we're pretty sure.
Wait, they told us they didn't know a guy named Leland Hughes or a guy named the other one,
Miles Melendez.
Miles, yeah.
Yeah, they told us they didn't know anyone by that name. And they were in these people's house, or their apartment rather. So we should actually establish, were they lying, or did they know these people by a different name?
I guess roll social skills. Let's see if you can kind of get something out of them.
All
I
right.
imagine they probably are just lying, and we're probably here to probably either grab drugs or some guns or something. But I mean, they wouldn't tell us that they were here for that. They were probably just like, "Oh, we're hanging out, whatever."
That was a 12.
Noah kind of says that he knew one of the guys as Rodney, but he kind of pauses for a second before he says the name. So you probably get the assumption that like he definitely knew who this guy was, and he's just trying to like say that like he definitely didn't know who this guy was, when in reality he did.
Yeah. Well, do we have any other questions we want to ask them, or?
I imagine Dean and Horace are probably interviewing Miles and just being like, "Why were you running?" Because we wouldn't all interview them all at the same time, but we're in the same place within earshot. But yeah, I don't have any questions for them.
Well, Miles is the one who can't talk.
It's Leland can't talk.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I'm getting them mixed up.
That's
I wrote it down. That's the only way I'm not confused here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't have any other questions. I guess we just kind of make sure there's nothing else hidden in the walls or anything weird. But I mean, that's just like a preliminary check over the apartment just to make sure we haven't missed anything obvious. But otherwise, we'll wait for the medical emergencies and just do like a little paperwork and radio back that we've, successfully rated everything. I imagine most of this is done by Trenton's characters, like Soleil. But
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So as you're kind of like waiting for medical personnel to arrive, Dean decides to put Miles in the back of one of the squad cars, and just before he kind of opens the door to the squad car, somebody runs up behind Dean and puts 2 bullets in the back of his head and runs.
Where am I? Well, where are all of us, rather, in relation to him?
You're probably about 20 feet away.
Permission to pop a cap in his ass.
Well, you're the superior, but
yeah. That's not in character. That's out of character.
I get you, but yeah, these this one, somebody just kind of like runs out from behind an alley and makes a quick end to Officer Dean, and
I've got a 14 to hit him.
A 15 to hit. So
14 to hit.
Yeah. So let's see. You're gonna see. Like who are you trying to hit?
The assailant. The shooter.
So you roll a 14. That does hit. That will be damage plus 1.
And is he wearing armor? If so, 357 has an AP of 2.
He does not appear to be wearing armor.
Okay. Damage is going to be 6.
6. That is. Let me do some quick math here. Yeah, you hit him, and that's gonna do a critical injury. That is going to be 5. Okay. Did you hear me?
So it was a blow to the forearm, and then what else?
Blow to the forearm. He loses an additional 1 HP. He is stunned for 1 round. So.
All right. And then second shot, I'm actually gonna finish him off. Hopefully. Well, actually, Well, it doesn't matter if I want to finish him off. That's gonna be a 2 to hit. So
yeah, you miss him, and Miles just kind of, as soon as as soon as he's freed from Officer Dean's grasp, he kind of just kind of bolts behind the building, or tries to as best he can with his arms tied behind his back. Or behind his back, rather.
If the assailant is still alive, I'm probably just gonna shoot him as well.
Yeah, he's still alive. He's stunned for the round. Um, I guess we should let's quickly roll initiatives. I guess would be the proper thing to do.
I rolled a 5 plus. I guess we have the +4, so that's 9.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
I got a 7.
Okay. So I'm gonna have everybody repeat that so I can kind of write that down.
10.
10 for Soleil.
9 for Ronald.
7 for Horace.
7 and let's see the two other guys. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna have M and they both rolled. Okay, so the initiative's gonna be Soleil, Ronald, Miles, the assailant, and then Horace. I'm gonna say, just kind of retroactively, that Soleil, used her turn. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. Makes sense.
Yeah. So it would be Officer Spring's turn. As you said, the assailant, is kind of like shouting in pain, having taken a bullet to the forearm, and Miles is just booking it behind the building. Who do you
I'm gonna start chasing after Miles just because that seems to be the priority as well, and I'm gonna be yelling back to Horace to be like take care of him kind of like deal, just to the kind of nodding towards the guy on the ground. If he's on the ground, I don't know. He probably is.
the assailant he's still standing. He's like clutching his arm and just kind of
Yeah, that's difficult. I'm gonna chase after Miles because he's here where we were, and I'm just gonna kind of radio that there's been an officer kind of down. I guess that's my turn.
Okay. So you're just gonna pursue Miles, which conveniently Miles goes after you, and yeah, he's going to spend his turn running behind the building, down like kind of a an alleyway, and I'm assuming you're right on his tail. Probably have a good like 15 feet or so distance between each other, and as you round a corner, you see a car pull up behind the building, and somebody gets out of the car after somebody gets out of the vehicle after they pull up, and Miles appears to be running towards the vehicle. Now the assailant's turn. Obviously the assailant is stunned for the round. He's just kind of writhing in pain, and now it's Horace's turn.
I'm just gonna shoot him, see if I can finish him off.
All right, roll your attack.
$21 to hit.
That definitely hits. That is going to be That's going to be damage plus 10.
All right. 15 damage.
He's dead.
Sweet. That's my turn.
All right. So let's have everybody re-roll initiatives.
I've got an 11.
I've got a 9 for Ronald.
And an 8 for Horace.
8 for Horace.
We're doing pretty consistent rolls. That's awesome.
And
Yeah, I got a 9, a 10, and an 11 in that order.
and all right. So
It's our
we've got-
police training.
So the initiative's going to be Soleil, Ronald, Horace, and Miles, because he is unarmed.
All right. So the assailant is dead. And Miles, is he still in sight or is he out of sight?
I'd say he, like, for you, he's probably out of sight. You know, both him and Ronald, ran back behind the building.
Is it possible for me to go the other way around the building?
You could. You probably wouldn't. You probably wouldn't get there like this round, but you could. You could definitely try and start making your way behind the building. That would be your turn.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Just to try to cut off all routes of escape for him.
Okay. And Ronald, you have, as you said, about like 15 feet, distance between you and Miles. You see this car kind of pull up, and somebody gets out, and they're definitely trying to like help. He's trying to help Miles get into this car. What's your action?
I'm just gonna draw my weapon and kind of point it at the car and just yell out Unity City Police, because I don't want to just shoot random people, but at the same point they're kind of like they could have a weapon. I'm not really sure, so I'm gonna spend my action aiming and just kind of seeing if that gets any results. I doubt it will, but
So
Ronald doesn't know any better.
Okay, so you're just going to train your weapon on them and just kind of aim essentially for your next move.
Correct.
Does that sound about right? Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, that's basically all I can do right now.
All right, and Horace, next your turn.
All right. Trying to decide between like the what would make most sense for fun in the game or what would be most authentic. But just for the heck of it, I'm going to go after the direction that I saw Ronald go in, see if he needs any help.
Okay, so you're just gonna follow after Ronald. You'll probably get behind. It's kind of in this. You're kind of in the same boat as Soleil. You're probably gonna get to the other side of the. Well, actually, no. You'd probably be able to round the building because it's like. It's basically. Because you're at the far end of the building anyway, so you'd probably be able to round the building, and when you get to the other side, you'll see your fellow officer Ronald, training his gun on, Miles and this person in this car, and next next up in the initiative would be Miles. He's not gonna really do anything. He's just gonna. Well, I mean, he's gonna do something, but like combat-wise, not really. He's just going to, run up to this car. The passenger side, like front, like passenger side door, like flies open. He gets inside, and the driver's just gonna try and get a speedy getaway, just kind of just like floor it, and try and get away. Which I didn't I didn't roll initiative for this guy, so that's my own fault. I'll roll for him the next round, or rather,
You can just add him. You can just go right now if you want.
But yeah, I'm gonna have him basically, roll like driving, because kind of at this point it's kind of starting to rain a little bit. Let's see how he does. Yeah, he doesn't have any problem. He just floors it, and he starts taking off down the alleyway, and that's going to be end of the round. Roll initiatives again.
$11.
Pretty consistently rolling high, Soleil. But that's fine.
Oh, I can re-roll it in the dice rolls channel if you want. Honestly.
No, I'm not calling you out. It's just like I'm not calling you out.
Those are good dice. Those are good
You're
dice.
just having some good luck.
That wasn't even my lucky die. That last one.
Yeah.
That was a regular one.
I trust you that you don't fudge your rolls. I trust pretty much everybody. So, but I digress. What did everybody else roll?
7. Sorry, rolled a 7.
I got a 10.
10. Let's say Horace rolled a 10.
Pretty low. I think it's kind of fitting. I think Ronald's just frustrated that they didn't listen to him at all, which is
7. And let's roll for the driver of the vehicle. He rolled a. Let's see. Yeah, you rolled a 5. Okay. Okay, so the initiative's going to be Soleil, Horace, Ronald, and the driver of the car. So your turn, Soleil.
All right. So we announced that we were police, and they kept driving. So, well, driver is gonna get shot at, I guess. First shot, 18 to hit. Does he have any cover or anything?
Let's see. I think I had it written down that like anybody who's like in a vehicle gets some degree of cover. Oh yeah, it's like I have it written down as it is like 40% cover.
All right, so that's gonna be like
+4, I think, if it's 40%.
Yeah, that's to his DVMI though. So yeah, I was just making sure.
So what, you rolled an 18?
Yep.
You do actually manage to hit him, and that's going to be, let's see, damage +1.
All right. Damage is going to be then 7.
7 damage.
What was that?
You said 7 damage. I was just confirming.
Yep. Do you want
Um,
cut and shock?
Roll cut and shock, and that should be enough for a crit.
Cut, we're looking at 8 for cut. I don't think that's anything, but it could be. And then shock, definitely nothing.
Okay, so it says for a crit, strike to leg knocked down if no armor worn lies knocked down on ground. But I feel like that doesn't really make too much sense because he's driving, because he's already sitting down.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably just a strike to the leg, but
you get him in the leg, and
I mean, he might slam on the accelerator too, but that's up to you.
okay. So I'm gonna say like you got him in his good leg, and maybe give him like a. I'll probably give him like a penalty to like driving checks, like a -2 to like driving. I think that's fair.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
Right, so yeah, Soleil lands a hit, hits him in the leg, and now it's Horace's turn.
Yep.
All right. So where is Horace in relation to the vehicle?
You are probably about. You're probably about, like maybe like 20 feet away from this vehicle that is accelerating fairly rapidly, or you would be assumed that they are.
Is it coming towards me or going away?
Yeah, it is coming towards you.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just going to shoot the driver.
Okay. All right, roll your attack.
That's a 10.
10. That does nothing, unfortunately.
Am I able to take another one? Is that possible?
It would make sense that you would be able to take. You would probably take multiple shots. So I will allow you to take a second shot. And roll for that again.
Natural 20, total of 21.
Yeah, that's gonna be. Let's see. What's the difference between? You said 21, or rather. That is going to. No.
Headshot.
It's gonna be damage plus 4.
11 damage.
11 damage. He's the driver's dead.
Sweet.
So you get a nice headshot on the driver, and the vehicle just kind of I'd say it's probably traveling at about it's probably like accelerated like 40 miles an hour, and it just kind of smashes into like a light pole. And roll for damage to. Where's the? Gotta find my table for vehicle accidents. Okay, there it is. Let's see, D6 damage for him. Yeah, the Miles, the one guy who is left in the vehicle, he's gonna take 5 damage in the crash. and obviously he's unarmed. He can't really do anything. So I'm gonna say the combat is effectively over, and so you know you've so obviously the vehicle is crashed and it's like it can't move because the driver's dead. So who gets to the vehicle first? And I'd rather just
I
like what's
imagine
everybody doing?
Horace was probably the closest, no?
Yeah, I would say he'd probably be the closest. He probably had to like step out of the way, make sure he didn't get run over by the out of control vehicle.
Yeah, in that case, Horace is going to run up, rip the door open, and then yank the guy out.
Yeah, Miles he's not gonna make any fight because his getaway plan was foiled. So he just lays down face down on the ground. He's already handcuffed, so
I don't even know what to say to you, Miles. That was a pretty bad idea.
he doesn't have the guts to say anything. He just kind of just looks down at the ground, just kind of shamefully.
Yeah, don't worry, Miles. I'm kind of speechless too after that stunt. Gosh.
All right. And what's everybody else gonna do?
I'd probably catch up and probably arrest the other gentleman who was helping them escape.
Well, he's dead, so
Oh, it was just the driver and Miles then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess seeing that Miles has been apprehended, I'll kind of make my way back to where Dean and that other assailant were.
yeah. And
I guess I see the assailant's dead now, eh?
yeah, the assailant, he met a pretty quick end. An ambulance has already arrived at the scene, and
Yeah, I guess I'll probably meet up with them and try and get them familiar with the situation. That
so
we have
pretty much
one
by the
person
time
shot.
that you've like the paramedics have arrived. They've got like the bodies of Officer Dean and the assailant draped over, and they'll probably take a look at Soleil, kind of look her over, make sure that she's not too injured.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll try and get any identification off that assailant if he had anything.
The
It's very
assailant,
possible he
his name
doesn't.
was you kind of like go through the pockets of the assailant. His name was Dawson, and the getaway driver, his name was Ignacio.
Yeah, I'll take all this information and I guess talk to Sergeant Soleil and just be like, what do you think, Sarge? It was a bit of a shit show.
Definitely. This these guys are definitely organized. It goes deeper than what we may have originally thought.
So the paramedics will they do kind of like a quick once over on Soleil. They see that there's like some bruising or some bruising like underneath where like the bullets hit, and just as like kind of a precautionary measure, they recommend like a trip to the medical facilities to make sure there's no further injuries. Is that all right?
Sounds good to me.
I got you. Yeah.
So they'll you'll just take lead Soleil to the into the back of their ambulance, and whisk you away to the closest hospital, which is not super far away. It's like a 15-minute drive, especially from like an ambulance, because they're kind of driving pretty fast. So probably be more like 15 or 20, like for like a normal vehicle from your location. But since you got they got the priority as an emergency vehicle, they can get there in a shorter amount of time. But obviously, you now have your one of your two. You got both your suspects in custody. One is in one is in really no condition to negotiate or speak, so he's getting taken away in another ambulance, and you've got Miles, in custody. So to the remaining two of you, Horace and Ronald. What do you guys do? Where do you guys go from here?
I'm not really sure. I guess we'd probably finish up everything that we need to do and then probably head back to the station or wherever we're stationed. I'm not sure the protocol, but
yeah, you probably want to take Mr. Miles Melendez like to the station. So
we'll take them all back and just deal with all that. But yeah, we'll probably be on the radio just talking about how crazy that was and how we can't believe that Dean got shot and just the surrealness of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a pretty somber ride back to the station. And it's about like 30 or so minutes you arrive back at your station. It's a fairly large building. It's probably about kind of like 4 stories high. Pretty futuristic looking building. And once you get inside the complex, escort your escort Mr. Miles Melendez inside. They get him checked in, or the police department gets him checked in. Two other officers, whisk him away to a holding cell, and you haven't really obviously it's pretty early on. You haven't really heard too much yet on any updates on Soleil's condition, but she wasn't obviously she wasn't hurt pretty badly, so the hospital is not too far away. It's just a couple blocks away from the police station, so if you'd like, you could probably pay her a visit.
Yeah, I think I'd probably drop by.
Horace will tag along as well.
All right, so you're going to take your your squad car and head down a few blocks down to the hospital, and it's another pretty it's a pretty equally as big building, and the hospitals, they don't really have like fancy names or anything. It's just basically just says Hospital 6. They don't just have any like fancy names. It's just like a very straight to the point thing. They don't say it's like, oh, such and such Memorial Hospital or anything. It's just it's a hospital, and this is the 6th one in the area, I guess. So you go in, and you are directed to a room where Soleil is being checked after, and once you get there, you see Soleil on one of the hospital beds, but there's another man in there, and kind of a older, like kind of a gray-haired man. You'd say he's probably about in his mid-40s, and this is the commander of your kind of police unit. This is his name is Chris Strickland. He's and he as you you come in, he turns to you and he says, "Officer Springs, Officer Horace." Like, and he salutes to you guys as you walk in.
We'll just kind of I imagine we'll probably salute in return and just be like, "Sir."
I came as soon as I could, as I heard about your about the. I came as soon as I could as I heard about what happened. I heard it was a pretty nasty scene.
Definitely was, sir. That's not quite what we thought we were walking into, but we managed to control the situation, I think.
Hmm. Yes, and you did so well. I'm very sorry to hear the loss of Officer Dean Miller. He will be he will be missed, but he died bringing these bastards to justice.
Ronald's just gonna kind of nod and quietly just think about that, but he's not gonna say much.
Yeah. Now, I have I have some other news. Strickland continues. I've come to see you all to you know, you know bear some news. I Now, as you recall, we've been looking to promote an officer to detective and accept a reassignment to the CDD, that being the conspirator and dissident department. And of course, all of you have applied and interviewed for the reassignment. Now, I originally only intended to promote Sergeant Greiser to the position, but as it turns out, due to a few sudden retirements within the department, some additional positions have been made available. Therefore, I'm happy to announce that all of you have been promoted to detectives and reassigned to the CDD. Well done, all of you.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor.
It is an honor indeed to it is an honor indeed. He says quite simply, looking at the three of you. Now, Strickland continues. As far as when you will start, it is effective immediately, but you you won't assume your new roles until Detective Greiser recovers. But given the advances in medical treatments we have made, it won't be a long time. So once you return to your stations, you will be given, a quick briefing, an overview, and all the other formalities to brief you in on your new roles, and we'll be looking to get you started, as soon as possible. They'll be glad to have such brave men amongst their ranks, and women. I'm sorry.
So am I conscious at this point?
You
or am I?
You're conscious. You're conscious the whole time. Like,
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. I. Sorry. I'm going to. I've been rather quiet. I'm gonna speak up and say, yeah, I'm very proud of what my associates here have been able to do. They demonstrated good order under fire, and saved my life, frankly.
Yes, indeed. It takes a lot of guts to run right into the line of fire like Detective Horace has done to get you to safety, from what I understand.
That is correct, sir. Ronald's just gonna step in and just acknowledge that. He's kind of glad that, they've kind of heard what actually happened in there, so that's good.
Well, if there's well, to you, Detective Greiser, I wish you a speedy recovery. And if there is no further questions to be had, I will take my leave.
Thank you, Commander.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Detective. I hope to see you back at the. I hope to see you back at the station very soon. And he turns on his heel and walks out the door. So now that you both all three of you have got this rather surprising news of this sudden, well, not, I wouldn't say sudden, but your new roles within the police force. Like, what how are you guys feeling about that? Now that your commander has left the room.
Gentlemen, I thought it would just be one of us who would, well, we all thought it would just be one of us who would get reassigned, or even someone else in the department, but I'm looking forward to working with you further and keeping the citizens of Unity City safe together in this new capacity.
I'm excited to keep working with you there, Sergeant. It's or Detective now. Definitely rest up, and I can't wait till we get at it. This is going to be a whole new level, I think.
Same goes for me. Don't have much else to say.
I feel bad for Dean. I wish he could have made it. He was kind of one of the officers that really brought me over to the Unity City Police Force, and it's kind of sad he's not here anymore. But we'll do him proud.
All right. So the rest of you, there's a lot of excitement and maybe a little bit of unease about the the prospect of you assuming your new role and what all that entails. But we will figure all that out in our next session. So I'd say that's a good session to all of you. It was a fair amount of action in there. So I will
Definitely, yeah.